Someone brought a tweet to my attention that really embodies some of the subject matters that I talk about a lot on this channel. According to Rachel Leishman, if that's how you say it, isn't it ironic the word man is in her name? Anyway, but Rachel Leishman, I might be saying that wrong, but she's a writer for the Mary Sue, and she says, to all the men who complain about Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel, it isn't for you. Hell, as much as I love them and cry, they aren't for me either. They're for the little girls and boys who get to look up and see these heroes and know they can do it too. There's a lot to unpackage here, but the entire tweet is dumb as shit. First and foremost, no girl or boy can do what these characters do. They are superheroes with superpowers. If your big-headed kid thinks he's gonna be able to fly, shoot energy beams, and also have a lasso that forces people to tell them the truth, you set them up for failure and failed as a parent. This goes back to that video that I did about the gimmick of representation, where grown-ass adults reinforce this idea that kids have to be dependent on what they see on TV and film to have some sort of self-esteem or confidence. It's such a toxic thing to perpetuate, and it's largely promoted by these elitist types like this, who do nothing but really use these kids as beings that inflate their ego, making Hollywood feel way more important than what they are. It's one of those it's one of the most pathetic things. And these people should really feel ashamed of themselves. But let's unpackage the rest of this stupid claim. Notice that complete shift in how she applied this nonsensical conflation in comparison with Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel, as if to suggest that men complained about both of those en masse and the same, and she has to know she's full of crap because Wonder Woman has been generally used as the prime example of movies that men had no problem in supporting. Gal Gadot didn't go around insulting a core portion of the comic community, preaching about social justice and all of that stuff, nor did she make the promotional campaign about her and her own personal activism. Plus, she did a good job. She did a great job. The movie was great. She's a great actor, and just as a person, she's charismatic. So to act as if men were criticizing Wonder Woman to a similar degree of Captain Marvel is just intellectually dishonest. But the only reason she's conflating this is because she's trying to make it seem as if the men just despise these female superheroes, like that's unique to men, which again, simply isn't true. She can't be oblivious to the fact that people have actually compared the two, saying that Wonder Woman is the model for how it should be done or how it can be done. And we have no problem embracing these female superheroes. So she's trying to artificially treat them as if they're the same, though people have pit them against each other. So don't conflate the two. Captain Marvel's criticism, which was brought largely upon by Brie Larson, is unique to them. Wonder Woman has been generally accepted and embraced, certainly in comparison to the two. Now, people love Wonder Woman, but to suggest that the movie is specifically for kids, half of which don't know what the hell is going on, is the most boneheaded part of this statement. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has been something that has been enjoyed and aimed at older folks. It's not exclusively for older folks, and of course there will be kids and families that will get into it together, but that doesn't mean that it's specifically for kids. The film is not rated G, it's not rated PG. It's rated PG-13. Captain Marvel, that is. If it was a kid film, they would have made it rated G or PG. Let's cut the crap. Most of these films within this universe has adults in them. They're geared for adults, and that makes sense because they are the ones that spend the damn money for the film and are the ones that spend the damn money in the print comics that, again, these characters are based off of. But this is how these Mary Sue types actually insult women, not just men. When men criticize male-fronted superhero films, they are treated as just that. But when the female-fronted films are criticized, they are met with claims of like sexism, or the claim is that it isn't for us. So they are limiting the reach of these female characters. The men can be liked by everybody, by their logic, men, women, kids. But the women characters, well, they aren't for guys like me. They are for the kids, or they're for women at the most. Leishman, of course, has limited Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel to children, which is absolutely silly, and she doesn't realize that she has placed female characters beneath the male characters, which is obviously antithetical to what many of them wish to promote. So Thor, Iron Man, Black Panther of Marvel can be for everybody and thus face the criticism from everybody. Same goes for Batman, Superman, and Aquaman of DC. But those female characters in their films, they are for the kids, right? How insulting is that? You see, I've always called diversity and equality and representation a joke of a concept, but y'all other fools claim to champion these concepts, but commit blatant performative contradictions. If I'm supposedly equal to other black 28-year-old women, then we should be able to take criticism equally. If I do something and can be criticized by everybody, then if that woman does the same thing, she should be able to take criticism from everybody. In context of this conversation, Captain Marvel exists in the same universe as Thor and the others. If they can be criticized by both men and women, so can Captain Marvel. You do not get to make these phantom conflations and comparisons, such as comparing it to the criticisms of Wonder Woman, a movie that people generally favored way more than what they are favoring going into seeing Captain Marvel. This makes it a false equivalency. You also do not get to fall back on the kids because you are not fond of the criticism. But by being inconsistent, you are limiting the reach of these women characters and alluding to this idea that they should be shielded because they are inferior. And I just don't think that that's a hill that you want to die on.